They told us that vegetables are always healthy, that we should eat a colorful plate, trust nature, and let it take care of the rest. But what if that comforting advice has been quietly working against us? What if, day by day, we've been eating something that's slowly taking away our strength, our balance, and even our memory? This may sound dramatic, but for many older adults, this is not theory, it is reality. A reality that unfolds in silence, until one day, the legs don't feel steady, the mind doesn't feel clear, and the joy of moving freely begins to fade. Let me tell you a story. A woman named Clara, 73 years old, lived just a few houses down from me. She kept her home in perfect order. Every item had its place. Her cabinets were neat, her kitchen spotless. She followed every health trend, filled her plate with vegetables, and believed she was doing everything right. And yet, she often felt weak. Her legs ached. Her mind felt foggy. She started forgetting simple things, and she couldn't walk far without resting. One day, sitting on her porch with a cup of tea, she told me quietly, "I eat all the right things, but I feel like I'm fading." That moment stuck with me, and what followed made me question everything I thought I knew about food and aging. The truth is, just like how clutter can make a house hard to move through, some vegetables can create internal clutter. They might look harmless, even healthy, but they can quietly cause inflammation, damage circulation, and weaken the legs that carry us. We need to treat our food choices like we treat our homes after 60, with clarity, with purpose, and with love. Let's begin with 3 vegetables that every senior should consider eating regularly. These are not just nutritious, they are protectors. They defend your balance, your memory, your independence. First is broccoli. Not the soggy, flavorless kind that's been boiled to death, but the lightly steamed kind, still bright green, still full of life. Broccoli is rich in a natural compound called sulforaphane. This compound helps reduce inflammation, and inflammation is one of the quietest but most damaging forces behind aging. It weakens muscles, damages joints, and restricts blood flow to the brain and legs. Over time, it erodes the body's ability to move, think, and respond. Sulforaphane supports detoxification in the body and protects blood vessels. It helps keep the heart strong and the bones dense. That's crucial, because after 65, even a minor fall can lead to serious consequences. Fractures, long recoveries, and fear of walking again are all too common. Broccoli is like a shield, helping to reduce that risk. It also supports circulation, especially to the feet and legs. This helps keep steps steady, reflexes sharp, and movement reliable. That's not just health, that's freedom. The key is how you cook it. Lightly steam your broccoli. Let it stay firm and full of color. That's when it holds the most power. Overcooking it takes away the very benefits we need most. A single cup of broccoli a day is more than just food. It is an act of care, a quiet investment in your legs, your heart, and your independence. Now let's talk about spinach. Spinach is often ignored, seen as just another salad leaf, but it carries within it some of the most powerful nutrients for seniors. It is rich in natural nitrates that help widen blood vessels. This improves circulation, especially to the brain and muscles. When blood moves better, oxygen and nutrients reach where they need to go. Muscles feel stronger, reflexes sharpen, thoughts come faster. Spinach also contains lutein and folate. These support brain function and protect memory. Research shows that seniors who eat spinach regularly have better cognitive performance than those who do not.
Spinach also protects the eyes. It contains compounds that help reduce the risk of age-related macular degeneration. That's important because good vision protects against falls and helps you stay independent. To preserve the nutrients in spinach, cook it gently. A light sauté or blending into a smoothie is ideal. Avoid overcooking. That takes away the strength hidden in its leaves. Spinach supports the body in quiet, powerful ways. From clearer vision to stronger legs to sharper thinking, it is a quiet guardian. And now we come to the third vegetable, one that sits in many refrigerators, one that's often forgotten: the carrot. Carrots are more than just a snack. They are protectors of vision, balance, and nerve health. They are rich in beta-carotene, which the body converts to vitamin A. This supports eye health, preventing visual decline that can lead to falls and fear of walking. But carrots also do more. Their antioxidants support the nerves and blood vessels that control movement. They help messages from the brain travel clearly to the legs and feet. That improves balance, coordination, and reaction time. Carrots also help regulate blood sugar and support digestive health. That means better energy and fewer highs and lows during the day. Eat them fresh or steam them lightly. Grate them into salads or blend them into smoothies. However you enjoy them, know that you are feeding your legs, your nerves, and your future. Broccoli, spinach, and carrots are not just vegetables. They are gentle allies, helping you maintain strength, clarity, and confidence in the later chapters of life. But just as we make space in our homes by letting go of what no longer serves us, we must also look closely at what may be quietly harming us on our plates. And that's where we turn next. Some foods make us stronger. Others quietly wear us down. And the hardest part is, the ones that do harm often hide behind a healthy image. They appear harmless, familiar, even nourishing. But inside the aging body, they spark inflammation, disrupt circulation, and slowly take away our strength. Just like clutter in a home can become a safety hazard, certain vegetables can quietly become a risk to your health. And just like senior home safety requires us to remove loose rugs and unstable chairs, senior nutrition requires us to rethink the ingredients we trust. Let's begin with a vegetable that surprises most people: the eggplant. With its deep purple color and rich texture, eggplant looks like a healthy choice. It is low in calories and often found in Mediterranean dishes. But beneath that shiny skin is a compound that seniors should know about. It is called solanin. Solanin is a natural chemical found in nightshade vegetables, including eggplants. It serves as a plant defense, but inside the human body, especially an aging one, it can do real harm. For many people, solanin increases inflammation. That inflammation doesn't always show up as pain right away. It starts small: a little stiffness in the joints, a little soreness in the knees. Then it becomes harder to stand up after sitting. Walking across the room takes more effort. The steps feel less steady. For seniors already managing arthritis, muscle tension, or nerve sensitivity, solanin can make everything worse. The legs feel weaker. The joints feel more swollen. Even the smallest movements can become uncomfortable. And when the legs are not strong, everything becomes more dangerous. The chance of falling increases. The fear of moving grows. Confidence fades and independence slips away. Eggplant is not the only nightshade vegetable, but it is one of the most common ones, and cooking it does not remove the solanin. Whether it is grilled, baked, or fried, the risk remains. That's why many seniors choose to avoid it altogether. Avoiding eggplant is not about fear. It is about prevention, about listening to the body and choosing what brings comfort, not inflammation. Letting go of eggplant may be a small change, but it can lead to big results: less joint pain, better movement, more stability.
And sometimes small steps are the most powerful ones. Now let's talk about another common food that may be working against you: green bell peppers. They are colorful, crisp, and often added to salads, stir-fries, or omelets. But inside those green walls is a hidden concern for seniors. The concern is lectins. Lectins are natural proteins found in some vegetables. In green peppers, the levels are especially high because they are picked before they fully ripen. These lectins can bind to the lining of the gut and interfere with digestion. They also trigger low-grade inflammation that is difficult to detect. You might not feel it after one meal, but over time, that inflammation builds. It weakens blood vessels, it irritates nerves, it stiffens joints, and the signs show up in small ways. Your feet start tingling, your ankles feel less stable, your balance is not what it used to be. For seniors with sensitive digestion or cardiovascular concerns, green bell peppers can add to the problem. Unlike their red or yellow counterparts, green peppers have fewer antioxidants and more compounds that disrupt instead of heal. Cooking may reduce the lectins slightly, but not enough to make them completely safe for seniors who already have inflammation or circulation issues. Instead of green peppers, you can choose colorful vegetables that are higher in antioxidants and easier to digest. Think red peppers, sweet potatoes, or zucchini. These offer the brightness you want without the risk your body does not need. And now we reach the final vegetable in this list, one that holds more emotional weight than any other: the white potato. Few foods bring as much comfort. Mashed with butter, roasted until golden, served beside a favorite meal, potatoes are part of many family memories. But inside the aging body, white potatoes can become a hidden threat. The problem is their high glycemic index. That means they cause blood sugar to rise quickly after eating. For seniors, this spike in blood sugar is especially harmful. It stresses the blood vessels, it leads to inflammation, and it damages circulation in the legs and feet. Over time, this can lead to numbness, tingling, slow healing, and loss of mobility. White potatoes are also low in protective nutrients. Compared to sweet potatoes or carrots, they have fewer antioxidants, fewer fibers, less support for healthy aging. Many potato dishes are also made with heavy additions like butter, cream, and salt. These ingredients make the heart work harder. They add to the risk for those managing high blood pressure or diabetes. Choosing to eat fewer white potatoes is not about giving up joy. It is about replacing them with foods that love your body back. Sweet potatoes, for example, are rich in fiber and antioxidants. They taste great, support stable blood sugar, and offer long-lasting energy. Just like decluttering your home makes space for comfort and safety, removing white potatoes from your meals makes space for better health and stronger steps. Each of these three vegetables may seem innocent, but for the aging body, they can slowly take away mobility, balance, and clarity. And when we know better, we can choose better. Not out of fear, but out of love. Love for the life you still want to live. Love for the freedom that comes from walking with ease. Love for the clear mornings, the long conversations, and the simple joys that make life rich. These changes are not punishments. They are invitations. Invitations to live longer, feel stronger, and move more freely. So, as you look at your next meal, ask yourself, is this food helping me or holding me back?
Then choose with care, choose with confidence, choose with wisdom, and let your food reflect the life you truly want. As we move forward in this conversation, let us pause and consider a deeper truth. The food we choose is not just about nutrition, it is about identity, control, and how we show up for ourselves in the later seasons of life. There is something empowering about realizing that you still have the ability to influence your health, one bite at a time. You may not control everything that comes with aging, but you do control what goes on your plate. And that matters more than most people realize. Just as we might follow downsizing tips for seniors to make our homes safer and simpler, we can follow a similar philosophy in our meals. Remove what no longer supports you. Keep what serves you well. Replace the heavy with the healing. Every item on your plate can be seen as a choice between strength or struggle, clarity or confusion, movement or stagnation. That is not exaggeration. That is reality for those over 60 who understand that small changes create real transformation. Let me tell you about Harold. He was 78 when he decided to change his relationship with food. For years, he had felt tired after lunch, unsteady on stairs, and forgetful in everyday conversations. But what bothered him most was the fear of falling, the fear of forgetting, the fear of becoming a burden. Harold did not go on a diet. He simply began to pay attention. He started choosing carrots instead of chips, steamed broccoli instead of fried side dishes, a few handfuls of spinach instead of mashed potatoes. Within a few months, his energy returned. His legs felt firmer, his steps more secure, his mind more alert. He told me once, with a soft smile, that he finally felt like he was living again, not just surviving. And all of it started with vegetables. That is the power of daily choices. They do not need to be perfect. They only need to be consistent. This is what a healthy aging lifestyle is about. It is not a strict diet. It is not about fear. It is about loving your body enough to feed it what helps you thrive. It is about protecting your independence by nourishing your strength. It is also about emotional clarity, because food is not just fuel. It is memory. It is comfort. It is habit. We eat certain things because they remind us of someone, of home, of simpler times. That is beautiful. But just like we would not keep a broken chair in our hallway because it reminds us of our grandfather, we should not keep foods that cause inflammation simply because they are familiar. This is where elderly wisdom comes in. It is the quiet understanding that what served us once may not serve us now, and that letting go is not loss, it is love. Decluttering your diet is just like decluttering your home. You are making space for clarity, movement, peace, and ease. You are saying, "This is the life I want, and I will feed it with care." You do not need to do this alone. Share this with your loved ones. Let them know what changes you are making and why. Invite them to join you. It can be as simple as preparing a new vegetable together, or trying a new recipe that supports your goals. Connection is part of healing. When your choices are supported by others, they become easier to sustain. And remember, this is not about being strict. It is about being intentional. You might enjoy potatoes once in a while. You might have green peppers on occasion. That is not failure. What matters is your everyday pattern. What matters is what you choose most of the time. The vegetables you keep in your kitchen should reflect how you want to feel. Light, balanced, strong, clear. Your plate should match your purpose. A body that moves easily. A mind that stays sharp. A heart that beats steadily. These are not gifts given by chance. They are built through care. They are built through meals prepared with love and awareness.
If you ever feel discouraged, remember Harold. Remember Clara. Remember that every step you take toward a healthier plate is a step toward a healthier life. You are not just feeding your body, you are feeding your future. So fill your kitchen with colors that heal. Steam your broccoli, blend your spinach, slice your carrots. Let your meals become a daily act of strength, a quiet declaration that you are still here, still choosing, still living fully. You have earned the right to live well. Let food be one of the ways you claim that right. As we grow older, many of us begin to see more clearly what truly matters. It is not the number of things we own. It is not the size of the house. It is not even how fast we move. It is how well we move, how steady we feel, how clearly we think, how peacefully we sleep, and how present we are for the moments that still come. That clarity often begins in the kitchen. Just like a cluttered room can make it hard to relax, a cluttered diet can make it hard to feel well. Too many inflammatory foods, too many ingredients that don't support the body anymore, too many meals that leave us feeling tired instead of nourished. Decluttering your plate is one of the kindest things you can do for yourself. It is not about eating less. It is about choosing better. Just as you would replace old furniture that no longer fits your needs, you can replace foods that no longer support your health. And what do you make space for in return? You make space for vegetables that give back, for foods that help your heart beat calmly, that support circulation to your legs and feet, that protect your eyesight, your memory, your confidence. This is not about rules. It is about rhythm. The rhythm of waking up with more energy, of moving through your day without fear, of ending the evening feeling light, not heavy. It is also about the emotional rhythm of life. For many seniors, food is one of the last daily routines that still brings comfort. Meals can feel like anchors, something reliable in a world that is constantly changing. And that is why change can feel hard. But here's the truth. Changing how you eat is not abandoning comfort. It is redefining comfort. Comfort becomes knowing your legs are strong enough to walk the block. Comfort becomes trusting your eyes to see clearly without strain. Comfort becomes remembering the name of your neighbor without a pause. That is a deeper comfort, one that lasts longer than the moment of eating. And once you experience that kind of wellness, you begin to crave it more than any flavor or tradition. You begin to value clarity over habit, strength over nostalgia. If you are feeling unsure about where to begin, start simple. Replace one white potato with a baked sweet potato. Add a handful of spinach to your eggs or your smoothie. Keep fresh carrots on the counter, ready to snack on, instead of reaching for chips. Steam a few florets of broccoli for dinner and drizzle with olive oil and lemon. These may sound small, but in the body, they are powerful, because every one of these choices moves you closer to balance, and every one of them moves you away from inflammation, weakness, and fear. And with every small win, your confidence grows. Your home feels lighter, your steps feel firmer, your mind feels clearer. You may even find that you sleep more peacefully at night, wake up more alert, and move with more ease throughout the day. This is what it means to embrace a healthy aging lifestyle. It is not about pushing yourself to be younger. It is about supporting the person you are now, fully, gently, proudly.
It is about feeding the life you still have in front of you, whether that life means gardening again, walking your dog each morning, volunteering at the library, or simply sitting on the porch feeling calm and grounded. Let your food support that life. Let your meals remind you that you still have choices, that your body is still responding to the care you give it, that it is never too late to create a sense of peace and power inside your own skin. And let this new rhythm carry into the way you organize your days, your kitchen, your home, your mind. Just as home organization after 60 means removing what is unnecessary and making space for what brings ease, your food can reflect that same philosophy. You do not need 20 different items in your fridge. You need a few good ones that serve you well. You do not need complex recipes. You need meals that are simple, nourishing, and kind to your body. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be present. That is what makes these small choices so beautiful. They are not drastic. They are not punishing. They are sustainable, realistic, and deeply supportive. And they carry with them a quiet message.
A message that says, I am still learning. I am still growing. I am still choosing what helps me live well. That is the heart of elderly wisdom, the ability to keep showing up for yourself, even in small ways, even in small meals. So open your fridge today and look at it differently, not as a place to store food, but as a space that supports your freedom. Choose with calm, prepare with care, eat with awareness, and let your body thank you in ways you can feel, and in ways you may not even notice until one day you realize you are walking taller, thinking clearer, and smiling more often. That is the power of a plate filled with purpose. There is something sacred about the final chapters of life, not because they are quiet, but because they are filled with perspective. There is a kind of wisdom that only time can give, a kind of clarity that grows when you begin to see what really matters, not the noise, not the pace, but the peace, the presence, the ability to feel strong in your body, steady in your steps, and clear in your thoughts. And that wisdom can be felt every time you open your refrigerator and see it filled with intention. This is not about chasing perfection or forcing change. It is about giving yourself the dignity of health, the right to feel good in your body, the chance to age with confidence instead of fear, with freedom instead of fatigue. When you choose broccoli over breaded sides, you're choosing stronger legs and a lighter heart. When you pick spinach instead of starches, you're choosing better circulation and a sharper mind. And when you snack on carrots instead of chips, you're choosing stability, vision, and digestive peace. And when you say no to foods like eggplant, green bell peppers, and white potatoes, you're not saying goodbye to joy. You are saying yes to a future with fewer falls, fewer medications, and more walks through the garden. This is what it means to eat with elderly wisdom, to recognize that each choice is a statement of self-respect, a way to say, I am still here, and I am still worth caring for. It also means recognizing that food is just one part of the picture. How you organize your home, how you design your days, how you declutter your routines, all of it feeds into your well-being. Think of your meals the same way you think of your living space.
Would you leave items on the floor that trip you every day? Would you keep boxes that block the hallway and make it hard to move freely? Of course not. So why hold on to foods that block your circulation, trip up your nerves, or clutter your energy? Let your meals be clean. Let your fridge be filled with foods that lift you, not drag you down. Let your pantry reflect the kind of life you want to live, vibrant, calm, supported. You have the right to redesign your habits, just as you would rearrange a room. You can let go of what no longer fits, and you can do it without regret. That is the beauty of declutter, regret-free living. It applies to closets, it applies to relationships, and yes, it applies to food. Because when you clear away what harms you, you make room for what heals you. And you begin to feel that healing not only in your joints and vision, but in your entire spirit. You feel lighter, not just in weight, but in burden. You feel steadier, not just in your balance, but in your decisions. And you begin to feel more at home in your body again. So take this moment as a beginning. Let today be the day you clear out the foods that hurt you quietly. Let today be the day you begin feeding yourself with kindness and purpose. Let today be the day you choose strength, stability, clarity, comfort that lasts longer than a single bite. And do not keep this wisdom to yourself.
Share it with your spouse, your neighbors, your children. Let them see the power of small changes made with big intention. Invite them into the journey. And if this message spoke to you, I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let me know what change you will make this week. What vegetable will you add? What food will you release? Let your voice be part of this growing movement of seniors who are choosing to live with more lightness, more clarity, and more purpose. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like it. Subscribe to this channel so you do not miss the next message that might guide your next good decision. And click the bell so you are reminded, with care, that you are never alone on this journey. This is not just a channel, it is a community of people choosing to age with strength, with peace, and with heart. Together, we are building a life that reflects what we have learned. And what we have learned is simple. You do not need to be young to be strong. You do not need to be perfect to feel better. And you do not need to do this alone. You just need to begin and trust that every bite filled with intention is one more step toward a life that feels clear, steady, and truly yours. Thank you for being here. Take care of your body, take care of your home, take care of the story you are still writing. Live well, live gently, live with wisdom.